are for shale gas. Do you think that Russian influence in that area will be influenced and how by future shale gas?
Look, of course, shale gas is important for Russia, we change it, but it's difficult for me to tell that there is direct influence because in Western Europe it's the same. You have countries who have prohibited the shale gas, like France, others who have no hope, like Italy, and so the problem is not there, and other in which there is still a debate, like UK and so on. So shale gas is entering more in internal politics, international politics, because it's opened the debate on environment. This is at least how I had to tackle it from the political point of view. And so it depends upon the political alliance, upon the weights and the strength of the different parties in different countries. Of course, it can be influenced also by external actors like Russia. But I find that in the general debate, you have countries like United States in which the business structure is, the business environment is more structured than the environment. You have other cases like in socialist France in which the environment is stronger. And this is, you have cases also like, I think Poland or other countries in which you have shale gas located in under metropolitan areas or this area in which the environment is very sensitive. So I don't.
So shale gas is not a threat for Russia in Eastern Europe.
Well, it is a threat for Russia everywhere. It is a threat for Russia in the United States because it has such a deep influence on the price of gas. Anything that can decrease the price of gas is, of course, negative for Russia.
I'll ask more. One question that the Eurozone has just recorded its longest recession in history. I would like to ask you, why is it taking so long to recover, and how do you think will be the new Europe after this crisis is gone?
The crisis is so deep and so long because we need still unanimity for the most important decision, and in Europe now we have not a general agreement. Europe has always been Europe is a fantastic achievement, a fantastic idea, but we need a lot of time to build it. Now it's half-baked enough now. So the decision-making process is very slow, and the interests of the different countries are different, and there is no strong decision-making power that can go through the others. And now you have a different situation from the past. You have not anymore France, Germany, and let's say for part also Italy and UK deciding. You have one country that is by far stronger than the others, and Germany is obsessed by inflation and severity, and
obsessed in a pathological way.
Well, no, it's a deep-rooted. Is a deep-rooted intellectual position that it goes so deeply that, in my opinion, in this moment, it goes against the German interests. Now Germany is in a very special position as an enormous surplus in external trade, zero inflation, almost zero inflation, and zero growth. This is a typical case in which in any independent country you put gas in your engine, you put fire. The Germans in these years, the German public opinion has been convinced or influenced by the fact that any action in this direction will be not in favor of Germany, not in favor of lazy Europeans like you and me, so politically it's not convenient, but really I don't understand this position. And with the result that we have let's say, absurd situation. Everything thinks that the euro is weak, close to collapse. But it's the only strong currency in the world.
Mr. Prodi, how do you think that the lazy Europeans should react to the German approach? Is it enough what is telling now the south of Europe, or
no,
they should increase their voice?
No. I think that they must strongly agree together for a different policy. Not to be against Germany, but because this is necessary for our future. Even more. 1 year ago you could argue, well, the economic research, Rodri and so on, they demonstrate that with austerity then you grow more, and then other research demonstrate that the high debt kills any country. IMF will demonstrate that austerity is the best medicine for the world. Now you have a set of research that simply say that it's not true. And IMF is telling, look, the austerity applied to Europe has gone too far, and so we have to change our strategy. So,
strongly agree, you mean, between which countries?
No. I'm talking about economists, They were based on an economic doctrine telling that. Now.
No, when we're talking about the south of Europe.
Yeah, but let us go to the south of Europe. This is the starting point. New doctrine.
Okay.
Consequence, South European countries, well, not South European countries, because France is not South, but France, Italy, Spain, Ireland, they have to present a platform of pushing growth, because this is the only medicine against the collapse of the economy and also against the increase of the debt.
Okay, so do you mean that Europe is sick, but the German doctor prescribes only the medicine that he wants for its problem, so the medicine that is prescribing now Germany for Europe, it's not proper?
No, I am telling more, that the medicine, the German medicine, is not proper for Germany also. It's simply wrong. Stop.
Which are the risks if we continue to take the medicine?
No, there is no risk, there is the reality.
So it's
Look,
happening.
we are today, the world is the best world ever, in terms of growth. Asia, more than 6. Africa, more than 5. United States, more than 2 recovering. Europe, 0. Well, if this happens for 1 year, okay. When this happens for years and years, there must be some mistake.
And do you think that the European Commission should change the approach?
Well, the European Commission now has no power. The power in the hands of the European states.
Talking about risk, sorry.
So the European state must change. This is the problem, the European Commission. You don't notice that has not taken any position in the debate. It does not exist.
Talking about risk in the European Union, you know that last year in December, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton said in a statement that it can be seen in Hungary and Romania backsliding, democracy backsliding, regarding the events from last year in summer in Romania and Hungary. What do you think about the democratic evolutions in these two new member states?
Look, I don't judge the internal aspect of the country if I don't study deeply. I'll tell you that because I read, statements and the decision taken, I am worried for some decision taken by the Hungarian government.
You are worried?
Yes, I'm worried, but I don't go beyond that because.
And about Romania?
I don't follow the most recent events.
Mr. President, tomorrow you attend a global anti-crisis conference. Crisis now it's mostly about unemployment. Unemployment in the world, in Europe, and in Italy, let's say youth unemployment is 38%. How can we should deal with this problem? That's my first question. And my second question, if I may, it's more about Italy. But if you want to answer this first.
Look, unemployment is a consequence of the crisis. No, it's both a problem per se and a consequence of the crisis. The problem per se is that this new revolution of communication, these days, the network revolution is not like the previous one that were displacing people but immediately replacing them. When the car was invented, the horse, they were very unhappy. But in few years you had new roads, new cars, refineries. So if you take electrical energy, the same. With this revolution, you had a lot of induced unemployment. The secretaries disappeared. The designers and the factories disappeared. So I can list hundreds of these events, and the new jobs are better paid, specialists, but very few, very few. Very few. Well, software engineers exist. The factories producing this exist. The number it's a structural problem. But there is an additional problem. How can you have young employment when you need to increase the working age because of the pension program and the increase of average life, and when you have no growth? So I know that quite a few European countries are studying a plan for young employment. Okay, I hope that we'll do something. But if there is no growth, please, there will be no hope for the young generation.
And my last question was about Italy. It seems like there is an agreement about the electoral reform. It seems like there is like an agreement about the eligibility.